Afrikaans is the third most spoken language in South Africa after Zulu and Xhosa. It is the first language of 6.9 million South Africans, which is 13% of the country's population. Afrikaans is the most spoken language in the Western Cape at 50% of the population, as well as the Northern Cape at 54% of the population, and it's the most spoken language in the city of Cape Town, one of South Africa's 3 capital cities, with 36% of Cape Town being Afrikaans speakers. It's the second most spoken language in the Free State, Eastern Cape and Northwest provinces. Out of all Afrikaans speakers in South Africa, 41% live in the Western Cape, while 22% live in the Gauteng province. In South Africa, Afrikaans is the first language of 61% of white people, 76% of colored or multiracial people, 1% of black people, and 5% of Asian people. 50% of all Afrikaans speakers in South Africa are colored, while 40% of them are white, 9% of them are black, and 1% are Asian. Interestingly, the Afrikaans-speaking part of the country largely corresponds with the colored majority part of the country. Afrikaans is also the third most spoken language in Namibia, where it's spoken by 220,000 people, forming 10% of the country's population, including the majority of white Namibians. Elsewhere in the region, Afrikaans is spoken by 1% of the populations of Eswatini, Zimbabwe, and Zambia. There are also a few thousand Afrikaans speakers in Botswana and Malawi. 130,000 Afrikaans speakers live outside of Africa, majority of them in Australia and New Zealand. In fact, around 1% of New Zealand's population speaks Afrikaans. Tens of thousands of Afrikaans speakers also live in the United States, the Netherlands, the United Kingdom, and Canada. Out of all 7.4 million Afrikaans speakers in the world, 92% of them live in South Africa, 3% live in Namibia, 1% in Zambia, 1% in Zimbabwe, and 1% live in Australia. The remaining 2% live elsewhere.